Everywhere we look, we see the influence science has upon our daily lives.
The chief value of science is power.
What is science?
People don't know what science is or how and why it works.
The whole scientific method that we seem to have forgotten about.
We can all be scientists. Anybody who does the scientific method is a scientist.
Everything here began with questions.
If anything is scientific, you should be able to question it and someone would give you an answer.
The boldest questions scientists have dared to ask.
Science evolves and gives us new knowledge with time.
Science now is the exact fundamental opposite.
I won't debate the science.
When you debate the science?
Because the science has already been debated.
We own the science and we think that the world, should know it.
Because that's how science works.
Exact opposite of science.
It's all stupid. It's all stupid. Science is stupid now.
Debate's over. That is something that should not be debated. Does not belong in front of an audience getting debated.
The science is agreed upon.
The debate is over and the science is in.
When it's masks and when it's vaccines and when it's COVID, the science is settled.
Science is mainly about gaining power over the world.
The science is set.
Scientific consensus.
These are scientists. These are experts.
A child is more of a scientist than Neil deGrasse Tyson or any of those people. Those people are the opposite of scientists.
Attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
This is fast-moving science.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
There's a conflict between science as a belief system and science as a method of inquiry, which is about finding out what we don't know through systematic inquiry, the experimental method, hypothesis, and so on. Science delusion is the uncritical belief in these dogmas, treating them not as beliefs but as truths.
There is no consensus in science. Science isn't a vote. Science is about facts.
There's a bit of emotion and attachment and pride with certain historical accomplishments, like one of them being the moon landing, that forbid people from actually questioning.
Well, it went beyond science. It was a cultural achievement.
Exact opposite of science.
Science has already been debated in the scientific system.
Coming out of a university with a master's degree or a PhD, you take them into the field and they literally don't believe anything unless it's a peer-reviewed paper. It's the only thing they accept.
The scientific system of peer-reviewed papers, that's how science determines what is right.
Academia, as the holder of truth, plays an essential role, particularly today.
You say to them, but let's observe, let's think, let's discuss. They don't do it. It's just, is it in a peer-reviewed paper or not? That's their view of science. I think it's pathetic.
So I have not debated anybody about this. In a one-on-one debate, without the ability to fact-check people. So let's
Why
say...
couldn't you fact-check them?
Because, how do I do that? He says, this paper says this. And I'm saying, do you want me to read the paper?
Yeah.
Well, it would be a debate that would take a week.
So we do a week.
What is the point of the debate if one of these points of view is objectively true?
There's certain points that you could get where you would go over them and we could kind of establish those points in advance. Like where's the contention? Like where's the disagreement? And why does he feel this way and why do you feel this way? And I feel like if we established like a set of parameters or a set of areas of contention.
I will not enter a debate where I have the objectively true side of an argument and the other person does not.
I understand that, but to the average person that gets confused and doesn't know, debate would be very beneficial.
I disagree with that entirely.
This could be settled. At least it can be explained in a way that a rational person could have a more informed opinion of what's going on.
You want to debate something? Debate political policy.
Policy's different.
Debate that.
They're following the science until the science takes an unexpected turn, and then they just are off the path. They just are continuing down the trail they were going down, despite the fact that they were following the science changed, but they just kept on going, just ignoring scientific revelations that do not comport with their preordained image of what they thought the science would say.
As a boat goes farther and farther away, the last thing you will see is the very top of the mast of that boat. And that's because the boat is actually going over the horizon that's curved. And that means that as it goes farther and farther away, you see less and less of the bottom of it and more of the top of that.
Mic drop.
That wouldn't happen if the Earth were flat. you would simply see the boat getting smaller and smaller and smaller as it went farther away, but you'd be able to see the whole thing with the same proportions. That wouldn't happen if the Earth were flat. That wouldn't happen if the Earth were flat. So I don't really know what's going on right now with this Earth is flat thing. It's not okay to say that the Earth is flat.
Boldest question the scientists have dared to ask.
Apparently this is something that we're debating. I have no idea why.
Boldest question the scientists have dared to ask.
And it's not okay.
In science, we always say that you make observations, you have a theory, you go make more observations, and it's a very, very tedious process. Wrong. Nobody that I know of in my field uses the so-called scientific method. In our field, it's by the seat of your pants. It's leaps of logic. It's guesswork.
It's all theory. How do you prove a black hole? How do you know those gravitational waves prove the collision of two black holes?
Somehow, eventually, they are able to observe phenomena.
No, they can't observe. It's too far away. It's too theoretical. How do we know what they're saying is true? You know what it really is? It's all science fiction.
Discoveries that were miracles a few short years ago are accepted as commonplace today.
All the things that were once considered science fiction are now centerpiece in our understanding of the nature of everything.
Science and science fiction are essentially the same.
Science! We're going to kill ourselves because of stupidity.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Fires will be kindled to testify that 2 and 2 make 4. Swords will be drawn to prove that leaves are green in the summer.